This is Dabu 7, and in the past year or so, we've had the U.S. military, different divisions, coming out making big statements about UFOs. Call them what you want. These are not the type that have little green men in them, so to speak. I'm talking about the types that our government are whipping up. Where they got all this technology and all that is debatable. And we can track this back to fallen ones and so on and so forth, deals with governments and things like that. But we know that scientists have been working on things like this since World War II. Since we saw the Vimana, or the disc-shaped aircraft that had swastikas on them that was described by Admiral Byrd when they were talking about the interactions that were ongoing around Antarctica. And this brought in a lot of talk of anti-gravitics, the propulsion and all that stuff. And here, just this past summer, they dropped many different clips, almost like breadcrumbs on the masses. Like, are you paying attention? Like, we're dropping the stuff out here and we're telling you, we're giving you daytime footage over the ocean, broad daylight of these things zipping, and we can't catch up with them. And then they're not saying anything about it. No more information as to who may be controlling them, things of that nature. And when you look into this, in this newest piece here that has been unraveled, this connects into it in the same way, technologically. And this has to do with a bunch of inventions by this Dr. Salvatore Cesar Pius. Now, he was this aerospace engineer that worked for the U.S. Navy. And he has all of these different patents connected to energy and weapons and...
All right, shalom. First off, I'm going to start off by saying all praises to Yahawah by Hashem Yahweh by Hashem Krokadash. And that's all praises to who the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahawah. By Hashem meaning in the name, Yahweh being the true name in the Hebrew of who the world calls Jesus Christ. Also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preaching this word, the men, women, and children that believe, that are elected and allotted to be saved. My brother talks about a Great Millstone, Arizona Cat, Lord will, with another video to edify. And I wanted to go over this video because this next part that he's going to play, that I'm going to play on this, of this particular video you're listening to, remind me of a passage in the book of Second Ezra, man. Because you know, me personally, I thinking of, you know, I've always watched a lot of cartoons, and a lot of these cartoons and these movies and stuff like that, you know, these are people that have devoted themselves to sitting there painting pictures, you know, trying to take somebody else's word and make an image out of it. So when he was talking about this, it just reminded me of one part. So let me play this other video real quick, and then I'll get into some of these scriptures and play the rest of this video. It says, airline pilots capture video of extremely bright UFO during flight in Pakistan.
It's not a... No. This is not a balloon, and this is not an aircraft. Idhar side pe aa jao. Also, keep making the video.
इसको वो zoom up नहीं कर सकते तुम लोग?
I am. Oh shit! Look at that.
कहाँ से पता जाएगा? कहाँ से जैसे पाकिस्तान 304?
Keep making the video.
1225.
Yeah.
Aircraft is serviceable. It is unserviceable. Request time number.
Man, what the fuck is that?
I gotta quickly get some precepts real quick. Now get this one first. Um, this is this is Psalms chapter 104 and 3. And it says, I'll start up. Psalm 104 and 1. Bless Yahawah, O my soul, O Yahawah, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty. Thou coverest thyself with light as with a garment. Thou stretchest out the heavens like a curtain. Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters. And those waters you can also go into the sky. Because when you go into the breakdown in Genesis, he separated the waters from above and the waters from the below. Waters from above is the firmament. It says, who maketh the clouds his chariots, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, who maketh his angels spirits and his ministers a flaming fire. So you go back to that video, right? You saw the pilots. Oh my God, what is that? What is that? Now you got to go back to what it says in the book of Isaiah. Is it Jeremiah 10? I think it's Jeremiah 10. Salakia. Jeremiah 10 and 1. It says, hear ye the word which Yahawah speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus say Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. What are they dismayed at? They're perplexed. They're confused about the Lord's chariots in the heavens, man. So the heathen are checking itself out and getting mesmerized and confused. Like, what is that? Hey, the scriptures tell us what it is. You know, these are the chariots of the Most High. The scriptures tell you who making his chariots. Let me see. Yeah, this is Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels. Yahawah is among them as in Sinai in the holy place. You see? So the Lord has many of these things, and they're going to fill the skies. They're going to fill the skies upon the return of Yahawah Bashmi Arshai, man. Because this world has walked far too far in wickedness. So we're seeing the influx of these things coming. What does the scripture say? Look up. You know, and I had a feeling the Lord was going to bring me some more scriptures on this because I had a pre-planned lesson, but you know, we're talking about the glory of the Lord. This is all right, here it is. This is Luke 21. Started 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun, in the moon, and in the stars, and upon earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All these things are happening. We've had blood moons, you know, solar eclipses, you know, certain shooting stars, even what they call meteorites and everything coming super close to the earth. Stress of nation, perplexity. People are in that hard time to understand, man. Verse 26. It says, men's hearts fell in them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. Then shall you see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And it's that cloud that he's talking about is them ships. We already read the scriptures. He makes his chariots as clouds, and his the angels as angel spirits, as ministers in flaming fire, right? You know, roughly paraphrasing. Verse 28, when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads, for your redemption draw nigh. So this is the time we're supposed to be looking up. Our redemption is close. So let me go back to the original video I was going through, and I'm going to hit these precepts and close this out. Now, he's talking about all these new age weapon systems, right?
The U.S. Navy. And he has all of these different patents connected to energy and weapons, and it ties into what they call the pious effect. And this pious effect, I feel, is very interesting, but it's also related to a project named the High Energy Electromagnetic Field Generator. And it contains hundreds of pages detailing all of this. This is very, very interesting stuff, because when you get down to the bottom of this, it starts talking about this pious effect. Well, this is where you can basically change the stream of energy into different states of matter. Okay? Controlling the motion of electrically charged matter from solid to plasma via accelerated spin or accelerated vibration.
All right, so remember that changing the matter of solid energy from solid objects to different forms of matter, different states of matter via accelerated spin, right? So let me get some of these precepts. This is Daniel's chapter 8, verse 25. It's Daniel's 8 and 25. Remember that last statement. So, and I'll end up replaying it. Daniel's 8 and 25. It says, I started 24. It says, and his power shall be mighty, but not of his own power, and he shall destroy wonderfully, and shall prosper and practice, and shall destroy the mighty and the holy people. And it's talking about Esau. We're at the end of that beast, right? It says, and through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand. Which we're in that time now where this devil's about to come out with a lot of policy. When you're going into these executive orders, it's nothing but policy being pushed out to allow other actions in the future. It says he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. It says he also shall stand up against the prince of princes, right? Now I'm going to get another precept that's going to go even further into this, but this devil is going to take up to fight against Yahawah himself. It says, and he shall be broken without hand. You see? So this is a series of events that is about to start coming. This devil really believes in his heart of hearts that he can hold his own against Yahawah himself, man. Against the angels of the Lord themselves. This is Revelation 12. And I'll start at 6. It says, and the women fled into the wilderness, where she had a place prepared of the Most High, that they should feed her with 1,000 there. They should feed her there 1,260 days. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Now, when you go into that dragon, it goes into that NATO and the EU. That's that beast system. That's that dragon. That's that, harsh talking motherfucker you can't fuck with, right? Excuse my language. That's that dragon that it's talking about. So Michael, the angel Michael, the archangel, and his angels fought against the dragon, that beast system, that conglomerate of all those nations. NATO and the EU, that's that dragon, right? Including America, fought against the dragon, fought against his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven, you see? And it says, the dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. See? So this devil's going to undertake to fight against the Heavenly Father and his angels. And this dude is going to lose terribly. This is Daniel's chapter 2. Now, how is this fight going to happen, right? Daniel's chapter 2 and 34. I'm trying to speed through these precepts because I want to make sure that process stays fresh in your mind about that accelerated spinning of that energy, right? It says, I started 32 just so you get the context. That the image of his head was fine gold, his breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs brass, going into those different kingdoms, starting off with the Babylonian Empire, going into the the Persians. Then it goes into the Medes, then the Medo-Persian Empire, and then Rome. You know, his legs of iron and his feet of iron and part miry clay, going into the 10 toes, which is what that system that's not holding together. The miry clay represents the strong and the weak, but those miry clay and that iron can't stay together. You know, there's no cohesive bond in it. It says thou sawest till the stones were cut out. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image on his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Then was the iron and the clay, the brass and the silver, and the gold broken into pieces together, and became as chaff of the summer threshing floor, and the wind carried them away. That no place was found of them. In the stone that was smote, it says, in the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Now that stone that's talking about was them chariots, right? Because this is a prophecy about the chariots of the Lord. The Lord said he's going to come in power and great glory. He says he's not going to meet the people as a man. The Lord is going to come in them angelic vehicles and do some shit, man. And it's going to be beautiful. The Lord is going to get down. This is 2nd Ezra 13. And 2nd Ezra 13 and I'll start it too. It says, and lo, there arose a wind from the sea that moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, the man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Now we already got that scripture a little earlier in Psalms, right? Even 20,000, even thousands of thousands. Was waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. You know, Yahawah coming in that huge chariot, just standing on it, man. And everybody getting shook the fuck up, because what the Lord's coming back in, man, it's going to fill the sky. He's not coming back in no soft demeanor, man. The Lord came as a lamb the first time. He's coming as a lion the next, man. It says, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth felleth when it filleth the fire. So when the Lord gives the commandment, people are going to start frying, man. It says, and after I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men. Now, let me see if that's it. You know what? I gotta keep going. And after this, I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea. So all these armies, all these nations are gonna come together to fight against Yahawah, right? It says, and I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. Behold, right, that great rock, that great stone that was already spoken of, right? That smote the feet of the miry clay, right? In the iron. This is that same vision. It says, and I beheld, it says, but I would have seen the region or the place where the hill was graven, and I could not, because it was so huge he couldn't see the ends, right? And after this I beheld, and lo, they were gathered together to subdue him, were sore afraid, and yet there's fight, because the Lord is going to put it in their spirit too. Remember, this is going to be the war to end our wars. The Lord is going to have a fight. He wants that. This is called the Lord, Yahawah of hosts. The word host is Tazabah. So Yahawah Tazabawath is the Lord of armies, right? It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. So the Lord wasn't moving like you people think, man. He ain't gonna flinch. He ain't gonna block. But only I saw that he was sent, that Salaki, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth, as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Now let me go back to that video, right? This devil's trying to get what the Lord got, right?
Matter from solid into different states of matter. Okay? Controlling the motion of electrically charged matter from solid to plasma via accelerated spin, or
via accelerated spin, controlling the form, right? Plasma weapons, right? That's what he's talking about. It says, but only I saw as it had men out of his mouth, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. Now, when you really think about this, think about a tornado that's focused. Think about a tornado that doesn't have to sway. Think about the fire and the sparks around it, lightning cracking around it, and it's all coming together. You know, this is what that dude's saying, that this devil's trying to get on the left hand to fight against the Lord. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest, and it fell with violence upon the multitude that was prepared to fight, and burned them up, every one, so that upon a sudden an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. And this is what this devil's trying to get. He's trying to get what the Lord has on the right hand side. This is what he's talking about, man. He's trying to get what the Lord has on the left hand side, man. Hey, man, but when the Lord comes, man, hey, this devil's through. This devil's through. You ain't gonna get the person who first made it, man. You know? So just something to boost brother spirits up, and keep in mind, man, this devil really wants to come at the Most High, man. So Lord willing, to edify them, say, call hello, Yahawah, Shimon, Shai, Ba, Shem, Karkadat, Shalom.